Hey folks, I'm Tom Vasel and welcome to Week in Review, where we take a look at all the stuff that we posted this past week, the different videos that we did, tell you a short description of them, and if you want to see the full review and learn more about it, we have links in the description below. Let's get started.
Hey everybody, Z Garcia here. So last week we put out a new Best of the Month highlighting some excellent new discoveries that several contributors have made in board gaming. And then I reviewed a couple of games. So I reviewed Tribes, Dawn of Humanity. I rate this a 7 out of 10. This is a fairly simple sort of family-style game in which you are advancing your tribe by discovering inventions, gaining new knowledge. The game has a couple of neat mechanisms, but certainly things we've seen before. It's a nice package. It's somewhat abstracted, but I like the time frame in which it fits. I like what it does. And there are a couple of neat twists in it that I think would make it a really good game for a mixed age group. Everybody can kind of play this one. And then I reviewed Imperial Settlers, Empires of the North, which I rate a 10 out of 10. It's a great game. And this is a standalone game in the Imperial Settlers universe, which I really like. This one gives you 6 decks of cards. You are going to be using those decks to gather resources, to go explore, to go sailing and find islands, to do all sorts of things and try to get the most victory points. It's sort of, again, it's got a little bit of Imperial Settlers, got a little bit of 51st State. It's got some new stuff, a little worker placement in it. It's got a great solitaire mode. I really like this one. It's just enough that's familiar, but lots that's new. I'm just kind of blown away by it. It's another fantastic card game to enjoy from this world. So there you go. 10 out of 10 from me. That's it for me, everybody. I'm Z Garcia. See you on the next one.
Hey folks, welcome back to another week in review. I did 3 videos for you this week by my lonesome. And the first one was an Invasion of the Cow Snatchers. Now this is a game that is actually a single player logic puzzle, basically. And doesn't have any rules for an actual game in it, which actually was my only con for the activities. So I gave it an 8 out of 10. I really did enjoy it a lot. So I think there's a lot of longevity there. It will end at a certain point because at one point you'll have solved all the puzzles. But I think those super hard ingenious levels will keep you occupied for quite some time. So go ahead and check that out. Also did a review for Hex Roller, which is a roll and write game from Rustin Hawkinson, I think, or I don't know how to pronounce that A with a circle on top of it. Hawkinson. And so he has designed this thing where you're taking and rolling numbers, choosing them, but you're using those numbers to fill in areas on your sheet, but you're also trying to get sequences, and you're trying to pick a variety of numbers rather than the same number all the time. You score points with the different within the different areas, the majority of the numbers that reside there. It's pretty cool. Check out the video. Gave it a 7 out of 10. I did enjoy it. Then I also did a first impressions video for Black Angel, 5211, and Who's It? Couldn't remember the name of it. But those 3 are very different games across the board. And so you can check out my first impressions video for those. And that's it from me this week. Let's get back to the rest of your review.
All right, for me, first of all, Space Base Command Station, which is a big giant box. I don't even have a rating for this one because I don't know what to give it. On one hand, I think it's cool to have a big box. I like that it holds everything. I like that there's dice inside it. I think that's great. On the other hand, the game doesn't need a big box yet. There's only one expansion for it. So it seems odd that this box has been released so early in this game's cycle. But, so who knows what the rating is. But it's up to you. Do you want a box or not? Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell is based on a book of the same name. The idea is cool, the theme is there, but the game itself is a much ado about nothing. A lot of mechanisms, but the game itself is kind of boring. Franklin's Fortune is a deck-building game, with a cool theme, Benjamin Franklin and stuff, but the deck building itself is a little uninspired. You don't have a lot of good decisions over the game. Yōkai is a really weird cooperative game in which you are not communicating, but you are communicating with cards, other players trying to move cards to get into different rows. The game is interesting, but not interesting enough for me, I think. I thought it was okay. Keeping it Saxy, Kenny G. This is a very unique, weird game, and I think for its audience will work well. You know, you can play this game with people. It's a cooperative game. But I think a lot of gamers are going to find it too simple. I'm kind of in that category, but I can see why people like it, and I'm glad it's being sold at Target. Dead Men's Cabal has a very macabre theme here with skulls and bones and things, but it's actually a Euro game where you're trying to collect collections of these skulls to turn them in to raise people from the dead so they can come to your party. But it's different actions that you pick, and other people can follow the same action. Check out my review. I also took a look at Chinese Chess of Xin. This is a game from China that's kind of like a mix between chess and Chinese chess with a little bit of elements of like the Duke, where you can add new pieces to the board and such. I wish the production of the pieces was a little clearer, but it is a very fascinating back and forth two-player game. Catch the Match Duo. This is a game for kids where you flip over 2 cards and you're trying to find the exact same thing on both cards. Works really well. And in this one, the other side of the cards, you're trying to find 2 things that are the same. Bunny Kingdom in the Sky. This is an expansion for Bunny Kingdom. I would not consider it an essential expansion, but it adds more cards, another board, more stuff, more scoring, and a 5th player. So if you want that stuff, and I found it very enjoyable, check it out. Era Medieval Age. The boards aren't the greatest looking boards in the world, but the game itself is a lot of fun. It's a roll and build game where you're rolling dice Yahtzee style behind the screen and then using resources to buy buildings that you're going to place in and watch your 3-dimensional city grow. Draftosaurus. This is a drafting game where you draft dinosaurs. It's a really fast game. You're drafting 12 dinosaurs over the course of the game and putting them on your board. It's simple. It's easy. I really like it. It's a cute little game that I think is going to get a lot of play. And the Adventure series books from these are the games that you go through and you're going to look. Van Ryder Games, by the way, they're from. It's like a graphic novel with Choose Your Own Adventure. I like the first series. I like the second series too. These are great. If you like this stuff at all, these are just super high quality. We also did our top 10 games based on IPs. Me and Z did a BackTalk on being an early adopter. We posted a designer panel that was recorded at Dice Tower Convention. I did the news and Dice Tower Digest. Testing Tuesday, we played games like Black Angel and things like that. There's a lot of content that you can check out on our channel. But that's it. Until next time, I'm Tom Vasel, and you've been watching Week in Review on the Dice Tower.